first things first, then let's cover the latest junior golf news then. So, right, let's start with a slightly older, but 22-year-old, really good player, Scottish golfer Lorna McClymont. She retained the Flogas Irish Women's Amateur Golf Championship by 4 shots from Ireland's Beth Coulter. That took place at Woodbrook. 16 under par was the score there over 3 rounds. She's been in great form this year. It's been mentioned on the podcast on a few occasions, actually. Already won the Welsh Open, the RNA Student Championship, the Buck Order of Merit, and she shot a course record 68 on Friday in the first round. That record actually only lasted for 24 hours, though, Ian, because 67 the following day, she broke it again.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. And then finished up with the 71. So that is 5 wins from six competitions this year. So that's some going, that is. What a great start to the season for her. Right. Brabazon Trophy. We covered it a little bit in the last podcast because we covered the qualifying competitions. That has taken place this week. And we've had a winner. Ireland's Liam Nolan. I think we might have a photo of Liam with the trophy. There he is. And we're talking about a really good performance as well. Not necessarily by him. I mean, don't get me wrong. He played really well. He won on the 3rd extra hole. He beat Zach Little. But Zach Little, and obviously we've covered the Sunningdale foursomes last year. Zach Little was 7 shots back going into the final round and shot a 63, which is some going around that golf course. So
Zach Little's some player, though. Remember
absolutely. That. Yes. Well, he's a player who got mentioned in the podcast on a few occasions, in particular last year, and we'll come straight on to that now, because last year, you may remember, he won the King George V Open, the Hertfordshire Stag, and the Hertfordshire Bowl, all within the same weekend. Well, that took place before the Brabazon Trophy. How do you think he got on this year then? So three trophies to defend there. How do you think he got on?
I think he won the lot.
No, he won 2 of them. So not too bad, though. So he retained 2 of them. Leicestershire's Richard Whale won the King George by 1 from Mark Stockdale, but Little shot 67 in the final round at Moore Park. So he won the Stag and the Bowl. So basically, it's a combination of the 2 competitions, and he won that by 7 shots. So and then obviously took it on into the Brabazon Trophy and almost won that as well. So a player in form there. Another player in form. How about this for a story? Once again, it's a slightly older player, 22-year-old, but right. Cornwall Men's Amateur Championship then, right? So you have stroke play qualified and then you have knockouts.
Yeah.
He played 144 holes in 4 days. So 36 holes of stroke play and qualified as the number 1 seed. Then all of his opening 4 knockout matches went to the 18th hole at least. 2 of them actually went into a playoff. Ooh. And then the final, guess what? The final was over 36 holes. He actually won that one a bit more easily. He won 4 and 3. So
that is that's a lot of golf.
You have to. I mean, that's the reason why youngsters are doing so well, because you have to be fit to play this game, because you're going to have stamina as well as that's not just physical stamina. That's mental stamina as well to go through all those close matches.
Very much and win the competition, isn't it? In the English Amateur Champs and the English Under-18s, there's a lot of golf to be played. Congratulations, yeah.
Absolutely. So well done to him. And he beat a teenager in the final as well, Jack Cavern. So well done to Jack for making it through to the final. Couple of other stories then. Greg Homans from Royal Bonar, he won the Formby Hare victory. That's the second time he's won it in 4 years. And Jack Bryan won the inaugural Jacqueline Trophy at Chorley Golf Club. Right. Another good story. Talking about some good scores. The Scottish Women's Amateur Championship took place at Ladybank. Carmen Griffiths, who's 19 years old. Semi-final, she won 7 and 6. Final, she won 6 and 5. And when that is someone in seriously good form to win, and as you can imagine, when you get through the semi-final and final, you're playing the best of the best. So, well, that's some scoring there. Another player has been mentioned on the podcast this year, really, really in-form player, Harry Mallin. He won the Welsh Open Youth Championship, 17-year-old. He finished 8th in the Fairhaven Trophy. He was runner-up in the Bernard Dalvin Youth South and also runner-up in the Peter McAvoy. But this time managed to get the job done. Well done to him. Shot 67 to win by 1 from Jack Wally. Right, team competition then. England under-16s against the Spanish under-16. This is the mixed junior team event. It's the 8th time this event's been taking place. And actually, England not got a great record here. Only won 1 from the previous 7. Lost heavily last year. Lost 19-5 away last year. This year took place at Hunstanton. This time, though, England won. They won 16-8. Well done to England, absolutely. Last time they won was in 2017. The England team, though, that was fascinating. So if I read out the names of the players here, very recognisable players. Chloe Tabard, Charlotte Norton, Matilda Santilli, Sadie Adams, Chris Kim, Ben Bolton, Jack Swift, and the one which might surprise you here, Cameron Mukherjee.
No, it doesn't surprise me.
Playing for England.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So he's transferred from Scotland and now playing for England. So that's fascinating.
Can I just say, I think every single one of those players at some point has been caught live by us.
No doubt, yes, absolutely. Well, top quality players and well done to them. Right, Gloucestershire Men's County Championship then. 18-year-old, another player's been mentioned, Miller Reid, he won. Last month he won the Welsh Men's Open Stroke Play Championship, so another player in form. A couple of women's, actually, here's one for you then. As I was going through the scores, Devon Women's Championship, Northumberland Women's Championship, but actually the Devon one was called the Women's, Northumberland was called the Ladies. There's a topic of conversation which could be for another podcast, whether you call them women or whether you call them ladies.
The ladies, women watching, what do you prefer? Do you prefer
Absolutely. Ladies? I think my guess would be that Devon one and might well have been changed from ladies to women's in recent years. I know in Northamptonshire, where I live, that is the case. It's no longer the ladies' championship; it's the women's championship. So perhaps that's just an evolving thing. Anyway, onto the story. Teenagers did really well in this competition. So Gudrun Nolan, actually, we'll do a little quiz question then. So Gudrun Nolan last year lost in the final to Chloe Howard. This year, same two players in the final then. Who won? Was it the same as it was last year? Or did Chloe retain it? Sorry, did Gudrun win, the teenager, or did Chloe retain it?
Gudrun won. 100%.
Spot on. Well done. Yeah. One actually did really well. Once again, 3 holes down after 5. Eventually went and won on the 18th hole. Right. Northumberland Ladies Championship then. We covered this in the podcast last year. I'm certain remember this. We mentioned her name a little earlier, actually, because she played for the England team. Charlotte Norton beat her older sister Zara in the semi-finals last year on the way to winning the Northumberland Ladies County Championship. This year, they met in the final. Who won this year? Charlotte, who's 15, and her teenager sister Zara, who won this one.
I know both girls. I know Zara actually better than I know Charlotte, because Zara was there at the first ever 2020 Pro Tour event we did actually years ago at Crossland Heath. She played that event. She was one of the first people interviewed. And I actually follow both girls on Twitter, and I just have a feeling.
You should know.
No, for some reason I think it's Charlotte.
Yes. She did. Won on the 18th hole. So last year she was the youngest ever winner at 14. And I'm presuming, based on that, she's the youngest ever person to retain the title. Bearing in mind that she's 15 now. So well done to her.
Yeah, but she's a year older than the person who won it last year.
Good point. Very clever. Right. Midland Boys County Championship, team championship that took place at Kirby Buxlow actually today. So have we got our headlines hot off the press? The headline at the bottom there. Because
hang on.
Hot off the press. Just found this result out.
Hang on.
Last year, Leicestershire won it. Leicestershire won it, and they went on to win the England Championship then.
Yeah. Apparently, I've already got my text in. Here we go. Breaking news, everybody. Breaking
news. So Leicestershire won it last year, and then went on to win the England Championship. How do you think they got on this year?
They won it again.
No, they won as well. Worcestershire won it. But Fraser Jones from Leicester, he won the individual by 4 shots thanks to a second round 66. Now, I know Fraser very well. I know his dad really well as well. They both played, or rather, Fraser played on the Shires Junior Golf Tour a few years ago. So you mentioned how lovely it is to see the juniors when they grow up and go on to become bigger and better things. And Fraser certainly won there. Another one as well, the BB&O, they have the Eastern Counties, Inter-Counties, that took place at Seacroft. Generally speaking, it was quite an experienced team, but they did include teenager Ben Lovard. And now I've known Ben for a while. He was played on the Fowler Series recently as well, and he was the first ever player to get a hole in one of the Shires Junior Golf Tour when he was just 12, and I was actually at the back of the green when he got that hole in one. So good memories.
Never caught a hole in one live ever. 4 years, never.
There's the challenge then for you. So when live sport now, go and stand next to Ian. If you don't want to get a hole in one, go and stand next to Ian. You'll be fine.
Who doesn't want to get a hold of that?
And let me tell you, I played golf 2 days ago. Yeah, I turned up late for the event, or it was just a practice round kind of thing. So I joined my playing partner on the third hole, walked up, put my bag down, got my club out, and then stuck my tee shot on a par 3 to a foot.
Oh,
and you should have seen his face. It's like, so much for practice, there you go. But
it's the way, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's the way.
Now, right, I mentioned the Shires Junior Golf Tour, and we've got a photo as well to show, because we had an event last weekend at Rushden Golf Club. It was attended by Ladies European Tour Pro Talia Martin. There she is.
I know Talia. Smiliest player you'll ever meet in your life.
Absolutely. And I had...
Was it Mum there by any chance?
Yes, she was. She was there. Absolutely. Yes. Her mum caddies for her. Yeah, she was lovely. And she was fantastic. I've got to give a massive thank you to Talia, because what we did is we did a Beat the Pro challenge, and the kids absolutely loved it. The fact that the opportunity to try and play, but she was, I couldn't ask for a better person to be there, to try and promote junior golf. And also I want to point you to the left-hand side of that photo as well. The two girls on the left-hand side there, Sienna Midder and Harriet Schluane. Now, you'd think that they're best friends, wouldn't you? Now, I've got a strong suspicion that is the first time they'd ever met and ever played a round of golf together. And they played 9 holes, and they absolutely love playing golf with each other. And they're always like best friends on the back of it. And that to me, that's what junior golf is all about. It's not necessarily competition. It's not necessarily about going out there and scoring a good score or whatever. It's about making friends for life. And you can imagine those two, the next time they meet up, whenever that might be, it could be next week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a month, it could be a year, but they'll remember this day, and you can tell that, they love the day. And also, I want to say a massive thank you as well to the Ladies European Tour as well, because they have given the Shires Junior Golf Tour, every player who played in that event, they've given them a free ticket for themselves and a parent or an adult to go and watch the Ladies European Tour event, which takes place at Centurion next month. I think it's in July. So hats off to the Ladies European Tour for doing that, because they didn't have to, but they've got, bearing in mind I think there was 40 odd players playing in it. So hats off to them for supporting junior golf. And I think, we as a Progress Junior Golf podcast should say well done to them for that.
No, fair play to the Ladies European Tour, and of course Centurion, as we know, is where Live Golf launched its first event last year. Very nice track.
Yes, and actually, staying with the link with Talia, we did an interview with Talia for the podcast at Centurion last year with Georgia Hall and Bronte Law as well. So hopefully, I did see Georgia and Bronte were both in the field again for this year. So if you do want to go along with that event, there's some top players playing in it, and like I say, they will support junior golf. So I'm sure if you do go along with your children, whether it's a boy or a girl, they'll make you welcome there and look after you. So
I'll tell you what, I would just recommend going anyway. Even on a Thursday and Friday when the kids are at school, go those days as well, because it's brilliant. Yeah. It's just really, really, really good day. And of course, Centurion is a great club too. So yes, hats off to the Ladies European Tour. That's nice to hear.
Absolutely.